He had a very bad night that night. Now, second scene, you're going to take her to a special dinner function tonight. There's a black tie dinner, a special event. And she's got a new dress. And she's excited about the event, but a little nervous, wants the dress to look good. She comes from the bedroom, wearing the dress, holds up 2 pairs of shoes, one blue pair, one gold pair, and she looks at you. And she says, darling, which shoes should I wear with this dress? Should I wear blue or should I wear gold? I just can't choose. What do you think, blue or gold?
A blue one?
Blue or gold?
A blue one, darling?
Okay, blue one?
Yeah.
Okay. You see what he did? Don't move. First thing, he crossed his arms when I asked the question, because he knows he's in trouble. And crossing your arms is to protect your heart and lungs. That's his base point. It protects you from a frontal attack. That's why monkeys and chimps do it. We do it when we're uncertain about what's going to happen. So he crossed his arms and legs and he went, blue, blue. What's this gesture mean? Oh, I don't know. Blue. You know you're on shaky ground with this, don't you? Blue, blue, blue. Darling, blue or gold, which shoe should I wear with this dress?
Decide yourself, I'm occupied.
Decide yourself, I'm occupied.
You're beautiful anyway.
So you were trying to avoid the situation. Okay. He's gone, blue, blue. And he's gone, decide yourself, I'm busy. He's trying to avoid, he's in denial. Question for the women. When you say to a man, should I wear blue or should I wear gold? Do you really want him to choose your shoes? No. No. It's indirect talk. You have already decided. Haven't you? It's a trap. And you fell in. 4 years ago he chose blue. He had a very bad night that. So now he doesn't want to pick a pair of shoes. So, if you're a man, you might be thinking right now, so she's already decided, but she's still asking me the question. Why is she asking me the question if she's already decided? Because it's indirect talk. When she says blue or gold, what she's really saying is, I want you to tell me, you think I look great in everything I'm wearing tonight. Ladies, is this true? That's what you chose, blue. You go, my solution is blue. That's my solution. And he said, I don't know about this. I'm not going to choose. You choose. He chose blue. What is the next thing his girlfriend will say to him? Don't you like gold?
Well, you have a blue dress, yes.
You like gold?
I do.
Oh, you do? He likes gold now. What's wrong with the blue?
It's not going to your dress.
See, it doesn't matter which pair you pick. You're finished. And he knows this because he's been faced with this question for many years. Blue or gold? Diamond or pearl? Round or square? Black or white? Have you ever had a right decision? There's no right decision. It's indirect talk. She's saying, I want you to tell me you think I look great. So when she says, should I wear blue or should I wear gold? The correct answer is, you look terrific in everything. You look beautiful. I love you. Thank you. So this is what we do, is to try to take basic principles of what we know about human behaviour and try to turn it into something that can become entertaining. Because when it's entertaining, you remember it for longer. You can recall it better. Not only that, but the person that you heard it from, your teacher or your lecturer or professor, you remember them in greater detail and you give more complimentary descriptions about them when you describe them. Which is why humour is such an important part of education and learning. So maybe we might stop and go for some questions. Would anybody like to ask for anything you like? I'm happy to deal with any question you've got. And I'm going to put my headphones on, so question. Thank you. Okay. Anyone got a question? Have I ever been lied to?
Yeah.
The question was, has anybody ever lied to me and I didn't know?
Yeah.
I don't know. How will I know? Well, the answer to that would be yes. Let me explain. A friend of mine in Australia is a leading gynecologist. He knows more about giving birth to babies than any person in the Southern Hemisphere. He's an expert at that, but he's never had a baby. But he knows more about it than any other person. And with body language, I'm kind of like that. I know more about it than most people. Maybe anybody, I don't know. But I'm not as good at reading lies as my wife Barbara, for example. Because being a woman, she's doing it on an intuitive basis. And she sees things live that I don't see. Now, if we're watching a video replay frame by frame of a person talking, which we do regularly, we'll do that for law enforcement or customs or for television, we go through frame by frame. You can pick out the emotions. What they do on live TV, you can do that. But when you're live, like this face to face, you need to be wired to be able to read this stuff without missing the cues. And this is what women are good at. So when Barbara and I go to a business meeting, for example, our arrangement's very simple. That I do most of the talking, and I listen to what's said because I'm good at that. And she sits back with a notepad and she does most of the watching and she writes down what she sees. And then after the meeting we compare what she saw with what I heard. And sometimes you would think we've been to different meetings. But what she saw was different to what I was actually hearing. By matching the two together, you can start to work out who might be holding back, who's disagreeing with who is agreeing with someone else. So I've been lied to. I have been on a couple of major times. My accountant lied to me 20 years ago. One of my best friends, in fact, and I lost a lot of money. Bad necessity. He lied to me constantly, and part of that was my denial. I denied that he would do this, so therefore I didn't see the signals. But Barbara used to say to me, there's something wrong. I get a feeling something's wrong here. In other words, what she was seeing was contradicting what she was hearing. And because I was in denial, I was missing those things, so I intentionally got lied to. That was not good. I don't think it will happen again, but do other people lie face to face? I can think of one incident about 3 years ago. We were hiring a manager for our business. There's a guy came from England and he brought all his references and he looked great, he sounded right, his references were really good. And I said to Barbara, this guy's the guy, he's what we want, he's great. And she said, there's just something about him, she said, something about him not right. I said, well, can you articulate what that is? And when a woman says something about that person's not right, something doesn't make sense. Usually when you ask a woman, can you explain what it is, they usually can't do it because it's happening on a very deep basis. And usually what she's seeing and hearing are in conflict with themselves. And she said, just something's not, when he talks about his references, something's not right. So I said, okay, well, I'll follow up on that. So we followed up on this guy's references in a foreign country, which he didn't think we'd do it, because there was the other side of the world, we did. And he was a con man, he was a con artist, he was a complete liar. But a damn good liar. And a professional actor is a damn good liar. A professional actor lies an entire character. And the way it works with acting, because we train actors for movies, for Hollywood, is a good actor convinces themselves they are another character. And if they believe it, they begin to show the emotions that character would have, which gets reflected in the movements and gestures, and we call them a good actor. That's how that works. I think probably a good case of what happens if you're telling the truth but you look like you're lying. I was involved in a legal case 25 years ago in Australia of a woman. They made a movie of this, and some of you may remember this, whose baby was eaten by a wild dog in a tent at Ayers Rock in Central Australia. Meryl Streep played this woman, Lindy Chamberlain. And the story was that this wild dog, called a dingo, it's a big dog about this big, crept into the camp at night, went into the tent and ate a 3-month-old baby. Took it away and ate it. That was what the mother was claiming. And at first it all sounded right. But then she started to get very bad reaction from women in Australia who said there's something wrong here. She doesn't look right. And she's describing what happened. And within 6 months, the women of Australia hated this woman, Lindy Chamberlain. They said, she's lying. Nobody knew what it was. She had looked like she was not telling the truth. And she approached me at that point and said, what am I doing wrong that gets everybody to hate me? The things that she was doing wrong was she's wearing dark sunglasses when being interviewed, which you just don't do this. You want to convey sincerity and conviction. People must see your eyes. She had a nervous smile, went like this. Now, primates have two basic smiles they use. One's called a fear face, where the lips come back to reveal the teeth and the corners go up like that. It normally goes with that sound. Now, that gesture conveys to other chimps, I'm a playful, friendly little fellow, and I wouldn't hurt anybody. So, we as humans do the same thing. So if you pass someone outside and they go, maybe you'll think they're crazy, but there's a good chance you'll smile back, right? Because these are hardwired. You were born with the understanding to read smiling faces. Simply put, if you didn't have the hard wiring to identify a friendly person from an aggressive person, then that could be the end of you. So we identify smiling gestures where the corners go up. Just like other primates. Now there's a second version where the smile reveals the teeth, but the corners go down. This is called a fear face, where it shows that primate is frightened or scared or uncertain. I saw this happen in London last week. I was standing at a traffic light waiting to cross. Maybe 20 people, strangers, and the guy in the front, his eye must have picked up the green light going the other way, and he stepped into the traffic. And a taxi just about hit him, missed him by this much. And he got a hell of a fright. And he turned around to us strangers and he went, and half of the group I was standing with went, so what he was showing was a fear face, that he was scared he's going to get killed. And the others were sharing his fear. Now, the woman whose baby was supposedly eaten by the dingo had the fear face, but she looked to women like she was laughing, which got enormous hatred against her. The result was, after 3 years of inquest, she got a life sentence on circumstantial evidence for the murder of her baby. Now, when I was involved with her, I figured she didn't do it. I just knew by her behaviour and everything that she didn't do it. And I said to her right at the very start, I said, look, Lindy, if you're going to lie, I'm going to know. She said, fine, not a problem. Now that's not how it works, but in saying that, when I say that to someone, it normally frightens the pants off them. But she was fine, I'm telling the truth. And I believe through that whole thing she was. But she got a life sentence because she looked wrong. Bad body language will get you put in prison. On the other hand, in courtrooms, I've seen people who clearly committed a crime who didn't get a jail sentence because they looked like they didn't do it. Because we know that juries, like people in business, form up to 90% of their opinion about a new witness or about you in less than 4 minutes. So when you first walk into the courtroom or walk in to apply for a job or walk in to ask someone for a date, they decide very quickly whether they're going to say yes